Everyone. Now, although the Albuquerque Museum has not had visitors inside their building since the middle of March, the work at the museum continues today. You can learn about an online exhibition. It's amazing. A brand new podcast series that they just unveiled, as well as plans for the future at the museum. Now, I spoke with the museum director, Andrew Connors, about the big picture for the Albuquerque Museum.
Joining us this morning, we have Andrew Connors with the Albuquerque Museum. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know that we've all been, as we were just talking about, socially distancing ourselves from one another. So that means the museum has not been able to open its doors just yet. But you guys have done so much to make sure that we are still learning at home. Let's talk about your new online exhibition.
Well, there are so many great opportunities at the museum, and it's very frustrating because the museum is about welcoming people into our community, from the community into our space to see the real things. But our staff has done an amazing job to try to bring these resources to people through distance opportunities. And our online exhibition called Trinity, Reflections on the Bomb, is a perfect example of that. We had hoped to welcome people to the museum to see these works by dozens of artists from across the United States and internationally. And as they think about the 75 years since the first testing of the atomic bomb, that of course happened here in New Mexico in July. So we are really trying to allow people to understand the artist responses, how artists see our nuclear world and understand how the world has changed in these 75 years. And it was originally intended to be an object-filled exhibition gallery. So our exhibition designer has basically shown how he designed the space to accommodate all of these diverse expressions by artists. And then our content curators, Joe Troggett, who's our guest curator, Josie Lopez, who is the museum's curator of art, and Lacey Crisco, our assistant curator, have been working diligently to try to adapt these images to an online resource. And it's a beautiful experience, and perhaps it allows people to sit more comfortably at home and explore these objects in depth in a way that being surrounded by people making noise or jostling to see the same works of art may actually not have created such a contemplative experience. So for us, it's all new. It's all experimentation, but I really appreciate the museum staff's enthusiasm to try to bring these same rich ideas to the general public.
You know, I have to say that I just watched, or I should say I visited your site, and so intriguing are some of these pictures just to get kind of like in the mindset of some of these artists. How many artists are you guys representing with this online exhibition?
There are about 50 artists in the exhibition from all different backgrounds. Two of the earliest objects in the show actually are Native American responses to the atomic blast. And I think that that's really powerful because we forget that the atomic blast and the atomic testing, uranium mining has affected Native peoples as well as Hispanic communities, African American communities. All of us have really been affected in a variety of different ways. But here in New Mexico, of course, with the ancient Native communities here, that change in the world was very profoundly changed their environment and changed their experience.
Absolutely.
So it's deeply emotional, and it's a very, very powerful exploration.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there by saying very powerful exhibition. In addition to that, though, you guys are also doing a new podcast.
Yes. Our photo archivist, our digital archivist, Jill Hartke, created, even before the pandemic shut the museum down, she created these podcasts as an opportunity to dive deep into an exhibition or into a photograph and really explore all of the stories that can be told from these amazing historic images. And so she's looked into emergency rescue training at the Dawson mines. She's looked into training for astronauts that happened here at the Loveless Health plan. Very few people understand that Loveless played a major role in training astronauts and testing astronauts for space travel. She has looked into baseball in New Mexico. She's looked into the first air balloon lift from New Mexico that happened right here in Albuquerque. So there's so many great images in the museum's photo archives, and Jill has found these very unexpected stories and tells them in a very engaging way through her visual podcasts.
I love it. I love how you guys have really adjusted to COVID-19 to make sure that we're still learning as we're staying at home. I know we're all hoping that sooner than later we're going to start opening up doors, especially to museums. As we look forward to that, what are we anticipating if and when we do get that green light soon?
Well, we are planning years in advance for different exhibitions. And one of the exhibitions that's been on the schedule now for almost 2 years is a thrilling opportunity to experience 30 of the most important contemporary artists in the United States. Coming from a private collection in Miami, the Rubel collection is one of the best collections of contemporary art, and 30 Americans, the exhibition that will open October 1st, if we're able to open, celebrates 30 dynamic voices, from Jean-Michel Basquiat to Nick Cave to Kehinde Wiley, major artists, Carol Walker, that have really allowed the United States to look at some of the important issues that we need to address as a contemporary society. They are 30 of the most internationally renowned American artists. And the wonderful thing is that all of these artists happen to be African American. So they just represent this broad range, broad aesthetic sense of American identity and American issues and American content, and show the range of African American diversity in our nation in just a really wonderful, spectacular way. So we look forward to bringing that to New Mexico.
You guys continue to do amazing things there at the museum. I want to thank you, Wen, for joining us, and hopefully soon we'll be able to walk through those doors again.
Absolutely, I hope so. We love nothing more than welcoming New Mexicans to the Albuquerque Museum.
If you want a recap of that interview or more details about the Albuquerque Museum, go to our website. That's always on krqe.com. We'll be right back with a lot more coming up.